Okay. Well, Tina, coming back to you really quick. I mean, in some of your pre-show notes here that you provided, you said, for example, that you guess you always end up sleeping through friend groups. Hot take could be that you're all for open, non-traditional relationships. You said at one time you left a guy asleep in your hotel room to go hook up with 3 other guys.
Girl boss.
There's more there. I can read more. You also said commitment to one person is difficult for you. Yeah. I suppose it's good that you're at least self-aware. Do you care to elaborate a bit on that?
On which part? I don't know. There was a lot out there. The story, though, yeah, I did once leave a guy in my hotel room. He fell asleep. He just kept dragging on about how I do OnlyFans, and you can tell that he was getting turned on by it. And my biggest ick is when guys are like so interested in what I do for work, because that's my work. Mm-hmm. So when I'm talking to you about it, I'm just talking to you like it's my work. Yeah. So if you're like talking to me and you're kind of getting excited, you're thinking you're gonna hook up or something, I'm just like, I'm so turned off. Yeah. So luckily he fell asleep in my room. Luckily. I went for a shower because I was like, if anything's gonna happen, I may as well shower, be fresh anyways. I wasn't really into him, but I was like, sometimes you just have to put up with some things. But when I was in the shower, he fell asleep, and also while I was in the shower, I got a text from another guy that was in the hotel. There was an event going on, and he was like, come say goodbye to me. And I was like, okay. And I went up and we did our thing, and then while we were doing our thing, his coach and his manager were like knocking on his door to try get him to get on his flight because he had an early flight, and then they just joined in, and I like got a text then from the guy that was asleep in my room, and he was just like, did you leave? And I was like, yeah, I had to go say bye to a friend. And then I never heard from him again, but that was good though because he was a weirdo.
Haram!
Okay, so that's pretty interesting. We'll come back to that later. Molly, did you have a response to the chat that came in?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So for me, I think that relationship stability and those little dopamine hookup hits come together. I kind of utilize both. So for me, like, I have sex for work with people that aren't my boyfriend. So, like, yes, it is very chemically draining after you have an orgasm. And, like, obviously you're tired. You're depleted of all of those crazy dopamine whatevers. And you get a little sad. So after my scenes, when I'm driving home, the only thing that's like, oh, like I'm not gonna be alone. Like I'm gonna have my boyfriend. Like we're gonna hang out, and he's gonna love me, and like he's gonna be so proud of me because I did work today. And yeah, like it all just kind of ties in. Like if I didn't have those little dopamine hits, I would feel like I was in prison, and I'm sure he would feel the same way. So it all works out.
Oh, we have another one coming.
Modest Hikima donated $200. Charlie stole my usual question of what? Even wearing my Matt Walsh flannel NWTF. So, spawn of Satan, how much more traffic do you expect to Europe from nips rather than wearing clothes?
All right, they're spicy tonight, eh? Modest Hikima, thank you, appreciate it.
About 3% more traffic.
About 3.5% more traffic is what Molly's expecting. Charlie, it sounded like you were about to come in on something. Do you have something quick on that?
No, just look, dopamine is a very serious chemical. If you mismanage it, it leads a lot of people to self-harm and to depression. And so, but there are ways to healthily manage dopamine, and it is ways such as fulfilling work, purpose, relationships, a spiritual life, eating healthy, intermittent fasting, cold water exposure. So just be very careful for whatever it's worth. Not that you're going to listen to what I say, because if you start to overindulge in cheap dopamine hits, then you're going to need a bigger and bigger dopamine hit, and then eventually you get to a place where you can't hit that high again, and then you crater and you crash. And my prayer for all of you is that you don't have to live through that, because it's pretty dark. I
want to bring it back because the trans topic came up before, and if I can try to relate it to dating here, I do want to go around the panel on this. Do you, and I mean this could go both ways, but to the panel, do you object to a man not wanting to date a trans woman? Do you think that would be transphobic if a man did not want to date a trans woman? Starting with you, we'll go around the panel. Go ahead.
I don't think so. I don't think it would be transphobic.
No, and any trans advocate who says that it is like a psyop there to make trans advocates look bad. I don't think it's transphobic at all. It's perfectly fine to have genital preferences.
Okay.
Same.
Pixie?
Everyone's allowed to have whatever preference they want.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, I basically agree as well. I just think it's preference.
Concur.
Okay, all right, fair.
You don't need to know my answer.
Now, how about this, though, to kind of take it to another layer? You know, dating apps are incredibly popular. Most people are meeting online nowadays, on dating apps, social media, whatever. Do you think that somebody's trans, whether trans man, trans woman, do you think they have a duty to disclose, for example, on a dating app, a duty to disclose that they are trans? And if so, at what point should they? You know, for example, should it be on their profile, during messaging, before a date is scheduled, on a first date, second date, before intimacy, after intimacy? Any thoughts on that, starting with you?
Personally, first off, I hate going first. I get a little nervous sometimes.
Yeah, I know, it's tough. You're in the hot seat.
I'm in the hot seat, but I don't mind. Well, personally, I feel like they should definitely before intimacy, definitely, and also maybe even before like they start building an emotional connection. Because if you want somebody to really accept you and love you for who you are, you should, you know, be honest and come out with everything. That's what
Aaron,
I think.
any thoughts?
I think that they should, but for that trans person's own safety, not necessarily for the benefit of anybody else. And as far as I know, most trans people already willingly disclose this because it's obviously something that's going to come up very quickly in their dating life. So,
I mean,
but I have a
why
question
not both? Por qué no los dos?
well, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think people should disclose their race
Should they disclose their race?
on a dating app?
I'm not totally sure how that's relevant, but I think, isn't their race to some degree?
Race or ethnicity?
Evident.
Race
A
/
bit.
ethnicity.
Like, should a mixed person say that they're half black?
What? I mean, I'm not really understanding the question, but
Which part?
well, if they should disclose if they're half black.
No, I'm asking
I
if
mean,
you think that like people should disclose like race, ethnicity, like if you are half Chinese or if you're half black or anything like that.
No, I mean, this is not a topic I've really given thought
Erica
to, but
Kurt
here, I'll
Charlie's
let this-
wife donated $200. I love you, babe. I'm so
Do you have
proud of
bots?
you and so blessed to be your wife. Great discussion.
Is that actually Erica?
She's very busy right now.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
you,
Maybe,
whoever that
maybe
is,
Erica.
or
Okay.
Erica.
All right. Wait, what's that? Is it?
Yeah,
It's her. Oh, okay. Hey, Erica. What's up?
That's cute.
W's in the chat for Erica.
That's cute.
We love
W's
you,
in the
Erica.
chat.
But you haven't given it much thought, but what's your
Sure.
gut reaction?
Should they disclose? Well,
Race, ethnicity.
I'm wondering. I'm thinking. I'm not on any dating apps currently, but I do think on Hinge, for example, there might be a section to. And I'm trying to recall if there is something where you can actually put your
I think
race, like
there
if you're
is.
Native American, if should somebody have
Yeah,
to?
but should they?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Why not? I think it's a bit different, though. I mean, it's certainly
It
different.
is different, but I think that kind of hesitation is kind of what you articulate from, like you're articulating perfectly what trans people feel like. Is that I know that they will
I think
do
it's
it,
a little
but
different,
that
though.
hesitation
I think
of,
it's
like, why
quite
they shouldn't
different.
have to.
I think it's quite different. But what I would like to allow everybody else to answer the question. So,
I forgot the question. What? Oh, if they should
like
disclose.
disclosure, at what point should it be?
I think they
upfront?
should only for like. I mean, obviously the safety of them. I think.
Okay. Well, and
Yeah.
maybe also for the benefit of the
Well,
other person.
yeah,
although
of
it
course,
seems like
but-
Aaron, you object to. You don't
Well,
think
I
there should be
think-
any benefit to the person on the other side.
I think
mean-
there will naturally be a benefit to it, but I don't think you're entitled to know that information any more
You're
than you're
not?
entitled to know their race. Not starting off from the dating profile. I think eventually, yes, sure.
Well, if somebody, I'm trying to think.
In the
I'm
same
trying
way,
to
like the
think
race
how to
ethnicity
tackle-
thing
how
was
to
like,
tackle that. But I think that can be very readily apparent just by
Yeah.
looking at their photos.
or like sexuality, for example, because you can't tell someone's gay or bisexual.
well, there
right?
is on Hinge. I do believe you can specify if you're straight, if you're bisexual.
Is it a
if
red
you're-
flag if they don't do that to you?
No, not necessarily. But I mean, even I think on your end, I think you're. And actually, I do think on Hinge there are these filters, and I do think you can include. I don't know if it's your skin color, your race, or whatever. I think it is your race or ethnicity. You can list it, and you can also filter by it. Same with sexuality too. There's certainly not something there for your actual sex, though. There's no. I mean, you can put your gender, but we know that. Well, that wouldn't necessarily indicate
That could be
what the
inclusive of
person's-
trans people.
Yes. So. Oh, did
Wait.
you answer the question?
Kind of.
Okay, Pixie, did you have something?
Yeah,
on
I
this?
basically was just saying, like, for the safety of them, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say you should, but only if you're like thinking about this person as like somebody who you're seriously gonna date. I see it similar to like, for example, like political orientation or whatever.
Sure.
Where it's like, this is another reason why like I'm also not a big proponent of hookup culture, because it's like I feel like when people hook up, they're just hooking up. There's no necessarily like set of like morals or anything to follow like beforehand very much, because it's like a very casual encounter. People don't feel like they have those duties for each other.
Charlie's ex-wife donated $200. Hey Charlie, you better not be edging to Sophia or Angel right now. You've been looking a little too much. Anyway, see you later, babe. Exo kisses.
Do these make you uncomfortable, or you just find them funny?
I think it's hilarious.
Okay.
Okay, good. Because I was like, oh shit, is okay. Cool.
No, I got worried too. I was like,
No,
They're spicy
Guys,
tonight.
I live on the internet. I've seen a lot.
Okay, cool,
A lot
cool.
of things.
So
Thanks for being a good sport. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Pixie.
yeah, so I'll try to wrap it up. Basically, like if I'm on a dating app and like looking to hook up with someone, I would never, like what I said before, like someone who's a super hardcore Republican, I would not want to sleep with them. But they don't have necessarily an obligation to tell me their political orientation unless if I explicitly asked. So that would be kind of on me. But if I'm gonna start dating that person seriously, then it's like, oh, okay, like, yeah, we should talk about our values and be like open and transparent with each other. So
Okay.
that's my take.
What about you?
I agree as well, yeah.
With who? With her?
With both of them, yes.
Okay. What about any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it should be disclosed for sure, if not like in their bio within the first few messages, I feel. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Molly?
I agree. It's definitely something that should be disclosed very early on in the relationship. I was going to say put it in your bio, but then you mentioned safety, and I was like, oh, that's a really good point. So, like, obviously you can't tell someone what to tell them about or to tell you about themselves. But if you're dating someone, you kind of have, like, a moral obligation to
Be honest.
be honest, be your most authentic self in front of them. And I think it's kind of deceitful not to tell them. I would feel like my time was wasted if I
Okay.
showed up to a date and they didn't say anything.
Sure. And I think probably most trans women they disclose up front, most of them, although I haven't, when I was back on the dating apps, I did encounter, someone was actually quite, on Hinge, how you can have prompts and answer prompts. Someone seemed very very political in their answers, and I forgot exactly what, but they were trans, and they said it's nobody's business to know if they're trans, which I thought was interesting. But I do think it should be disclosed pretty much as soon as possible.